put the hot water in here so that everything here will remain melted and not go back to solid. So let's go ahead and make the frosting, and then I'll come back to you guys and show you guys how I proceed. Okay. So to make the frosting, I'm going to use, that is a 1/4 cup of butter. That's a 1/4, and then that is 1/2. Remember, the entire stick is 1/2 of a cup. I think 8 tablespoons. And then I'm using cream cheese. I'm using that whole pack of cream cheese. I'm just going to add that in there. Again, you can use sour cream, or you can just stick with butter. Just add more butter if you don't like cream cheese. But I feel like this adds a little bit more. It adds a little bit more flavor. The sourness kind of helps it not to be too sweet. You know, the cream cheese is a bit sour. With the butter and sugar, it just kind of tones down the sugar a little bit. And then just cream that for a few minutes. I think about 1 or 2 minutes. Just cream that. Remember, everything is room temperature, so it melts immediately. And then to that, vanilla extract. Again, you can use almond extract, you can use whatever extract you want. This is just for flavor. About 2 tablespoons of evaporated milk. You can use whole milk, you can use cream, you can use whatever thick liquid you want, but this is just for flavor. You're just building up flavors here. I'm going to use about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And then I'm going to use a spoon to mix everything in, because if you're going with a mixer right now, the flour is going to go everywhere and going to cause a mess. So I just mixed everything with a spoon, and once everything was absorbed, or everything was well mixed, I went in with a electric hand mixer to further mix everything in, just like that. Now this thing is quite the process, so you have to bear with me for the length of the video, because just trying to make sure everything is as detailed as possible. I will link the ingredients down below in the description box, and you have to tweak it based on how much you're making, based on the quantity you're making. So I'm going to take half of that mixture out, or more than half of that mixture, because that is my vanilla frosting. That is the vanilla frosting. I'm going to take that out, because remember, we're making vanilla and Nutella. So that base is going to be for our Nutella. So that's easy. Just add your Nutella to it. I used about half a cup. About half a cup, yes. I'm trying to remember, but I wasn't measuring because it was just so messy. And if you put it into a measuring cup and then you put the content from the measuring cup into the bowl, man. So I'm just going to say half a cup. Again, you can use however much you want, or you can just use the Nutella by itself. So just mix that into the butter, just cream it and make sure everything is well mixed, and then use a knife to scoop the pot scoop the surface of the pot, or the, yeah, you know, that part that hasn't been mixed well. Just use a knife to scoop it all into the middle and then mix it with a mixer again. There you go. There you have. So now we're going to go ahead and put everything into our piping bag, and then put your piping paint into the piping bag, just like that. If you don't have a piping bag, you can just use a Ziploc bag and put the pin on one end of the Ziploc bag. Be very careful so you don't, you know, rip the Ziploc bag. And then just pour the contents into the piping bag. I put the piping bag into a glass cup, just something with a little bit of height, so that you can scoop the contents from the bowl into the bag easily, and everything nothing spills, or very little product spills. So this is just to make sure you actually keep as much frosting as you made. So I think everything is self-explanatory in there. You don't have to use pouring everything at once. You can just do a little bit and then come back and add some more and continue adding your frosting. But because I was so tired, I just did everything at once. And then you want to push the product into the pin. You want to sort of tie really tight on the end so that the product doesn't spill from the other end. Take your cupcake and then gradually squeeze the frosting onto the cake, and you know, just rotate inward until the entire surface of the cupcake is covered, just like that. This would take some practice, but it's not perfect. Look, it's not even, mine is not, doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't look like the restaurants or the pictures you see on the internet, but it's good enough for me, at least. So you just do that with all the cakes. Remember, it could get, it's very tiring, so it's better you sit down when you're doing this so that you don't get too tired. But I was filming, so, and I didn't have anywhere to sit, so I just had to stand for the whole thing. So we're done all the cupcakes, for the vanilla cupcakes. Now we're doing the Nutella cupcakes. The same thing, scoop the Nutella frosting into the piping bag, and yeah, just ensure that all the products in the piping bag, just like that. Yeah, and then carefully roll the piping bag and push all the contents to the piping pin, and then, you know, kind of rotate the other end so the product doesn't fall out from the other end. And then take the cupcakes and then repeat the same procedure. This one, for the piping pin, we use the zigzag, you know, the pin that has the zigzag ending, so that's what that looks like. I had a lot of Nutella frosting, so I really just packed it onto each cake as much as I could because I didn't want to waste it. So that's what I did. Just the same procedure. Slowly, just slowly, gently apply the frosting onto the cake. and then go inward and then cover the entire surface of the cake like that, just like that. So that's what it looks like, guys. We're done frosting all of them. Now we're going to add our topping. We're going to go in with the caramel. It was quite hot because remember I had to reheat it because, you know, it was starting to like go back to solid state, even though the caramel doesn't exactly, it was just kind of coagulating, so I had to reheat it. So I just drizzled that on top of the cupcakes. I know it doesn't look very elegant, but I was so tired. So, but just that drizzle, I think it being a little bit messy kind of gives a character really. So yeah, this footage doesn't look so good because my phone, I was starting to film on my phone and it was filming. It was using the other mode instead of landscape mode, so when I try to rotate it on the editing, it looks like that. So I'm sorry about that, but that's just a chocolate. Just put that on top of the cakes that didn't have any, you know, they didn't have any caramel. So that's what that was. And that's it, guys. That's the entire process. I hope this makes some sort of sense. But you can always leave a comment down below and ask me, or leave a question and ask me how to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that's it. Thank you and God bless. Bye bye.